So, in the previous part, we saw that Zhang Xiaofan has been living with the Ghost King in the Ghost King sect for 10 years, where he has learned many things from the Ghost King. We also learned that a rare treasure has appeared in the Western Death Marsh. Many sects have already set out for it. The Ghost King also summoned Zhang Xiaofan to inform him about this and mentioned that he had spoken to other sects who would accompany Zhang Xiaofan on this journey. Now, in this part, starting with the 4 major demon sects, we are shown a scene of the Chang Sheng Hall. Here, the sect master sits contemplating that specific treasure. He needs this treasure at any cost because in the previous season, when the Ghost King joined forces with all demon sects to attack the Qin Yin sect, many disciples of Chang Sheng Hall were killed. For this reason, this master wants to use the treasure to make his sect the strongest of all. After this, the scene shifts, and we are shown the old astrologer and his granddaughter. The granddaughter's name is Xiaohuan. Xiaohuan is asking her grandfather, "Everyone is going to the Western Death Marsh. Is that treasure really so precious?" To this, the astrologer replies that the Western Death Marsh is a very dangerous and mysterious place filled with perils. He explains that the treasure everyone is going for does not even exist yet. However, the conflict among these people is arising because the treasure will soon reveal itself to everyone. Because of this, every demon sect and human sect will try to claim it for themselves. Following this, the scene changes again, and we see a fight between the Qin Yin sect and some demons. This battle was taking place on the way to the Western Marsh. Although the demons seemed to be gaining the upper hand, Lu Sueki suddenly appeared in the air, creating her spiritual formation to attack the demon disciples. At the same time, people from Tianyin Temple and Funxiang Valley also arrived. Seeing this, the demons became terrified and fled the scene, after which these 3 groups also moved forward. Next, we are shown the same man we saw in the previous part. He had set out for the Western Marsh with Zhang Xiaofan, but halfway through, he lost his way, so he is currently searching for Zhang Xiaofan. He is in a village on the way to the Western Marsh. There, seeing people sitting around, the astrologer and his granddaughter spot him. The astrologer was shouting loudly, calling out to people, claiming he could tell their fortune for a small fee. However, the man does not pay much attention to them and ignores them, walking away. As soon as he leaves, a master from Chang Sheng Hall arrives with his companions. He tells all his subordinates that they must take over this village. Following his order, his companions begin chasing away all the villagers from the area. Just then, we return to Xiaohuan and the astrologer. They were about to leave as well, but a young man approaches them. His name is Qin Wuyan, and he is the young master of one of the 4 major demon sects. Qin Wuyan approaches them and asks to have his fortune told. He says, "I am setting out for a major undertaking." To this, Xiaohuan replies, "That is fine, but first you must write your name on a piece of paper." She hands Qin Wuyan a paper. However, just as Qin Wuyan is writing his name, the people from Chang Sheng Hall arrive. Immediately upon arrival, they attack Qin Wuyan, but without moving from his spot, Qin Wuyan simply uses his spiritual energy to push them away. His spiritual energy is somewhat poisonous, which causes the Chang Sheng Hall master to panic. He also recognizes Qin Wuyan immediately and quickly leaves with all his companions to inform his sect about this. Meanwhile, on this side, we see that even while those people were fleeing, Qin Wuyan had finished writing his name on the paper. Xiaohuan reads his name and begins her divination ritual. After completing the entire process, she says, "I do not know what task you're setting out for, but I understand that your chances of success are very high." Hearing this, Qin Wuyan is pleased. The astrologer asks him for 12 coins, but Qin Wuyan gives him far more than 12 coins. He says, "A friend of mine is about to arrive. I want you to tell his fortune as well." Just as he is saying this, the clouds suddenly turn dark, and at that very moment, Zhang Xiaofan enters. Xiao Huan does not recognize Zhang Xiaofan because in these 10 years, Zhang Xiaofan has changed completely. Even his name is no longer Zhang Xiaofan. Since he joined the Demon King's sect, the Ghost King sect, everyone knows him by the name Gui Li, Ghostly, and he now holds a chief position within the Ghost King sect. He also asks Xiao Huan about his future. Xiao Huan asks him to write his name. Zhang Xiaofan writes Gui Li on the paper. Reading this name, both Xiao Huan and the astrologer are shocked. In the past 10 years, everyone has come to know the name Gui Li. Currently, Xiao Huan cannot understand why Gui Li himself wants her to check his future. She remarks that the name Gui Li implies that he does not believe in gods. Hearing this, Qin Huiyan interjects, "How can that be? If demons exist in this world, then somewhere gods must exist as well." After saying this, he turns to Zhang Xiaofan and asks, "I am right, aren't I?" With members of two different sects meeting, the atmosphere begins to heat up. Sensing this, the astrologer and Xiao Huan quietly start to slip away. But just then we see a girl sitting far away, watching them. This girl is actually Xiao Huan's senior sister, likely Jin Ping. By now, both Zhang Xiaofan and Qin Huiyan have suppressed their anger. They both know they have come for the same treasure. So fighting here pointlessly would be of no benefit. After this, Qin Huiyan leaves. Once he is gone, Zhang Xiaofan also begins to move forward. But before leaving, he tells Xiao Huan, "You really have grown up a lot since before." Saying this, he departs. Then, the man who was with Zhang Xiaofan arrives. He had spotted Zhang Xiaofan there, so now he also asks Xiao Huan to tell his fortune. Just then, Zhang Xiaofan's monkey, Xiao Hui, appears and starts teasing the man. We will call this man Tao, Wild Dog Taoist, as Xiao Huan addresses him as Mr. Tao. Tao steps back a bit and tells Xiao Huan, "Look, I cannot read or write, so just look at my face and tell me if I will be successful in the future or not." To this, Xiao Huan replies, "Yes, you can be successful, but for that, you will need the right companion. Otherwise, everything will go wrong." Hearing this, Tao gets angry, but the astrologer demands 12 coins for the fortune-telling. However, Tao is furious and starts to leave, shouting in anger. But then, Xiao Hui jumps on him, snatches something from his pocket, and gives it to Xiao Huan. This makes Tao extremely angry, but he still has to find Zhang Xiaofan, so he threatens Xiao Huan that he will take revenge for this later, and saying so, he leaves. After he is gone, Xiao Huan gives Xiao Hui something to eat, which makes Xiao Hui very happy. Just then, we see Xiao Huan's senior sister, Jin Ping. Seeing her sister figure, Xiao Huan is overjoyed and immediately goes to her. Next, we see that they have arrived directly on the path to the Western Marsh. There's a very thick fog around, causing zero visibility of the surroundings. However, when the fog clears slightly, they notice that they are surrounded by many beasts. Seeing them, Xiao Huan's sister immediately draws her sword and unleashes a slash, killing all the beasts in a single attack. They were about to move forward again when Qin Huiyan arrives. Seeing him, Xiao Huan's sister becomes somewhat serious. She tells Qin Huiyan, "Just a few days ago, a disciple of our He Huan sect died, and the cause was purely poison. I suspect this is the work of the 10,000 Poison Gate, meaning your sect." Hearing this, Qin Huiyan says, "Jin, think about it. If I wanted to kill someone, why would I do it secretly like that? And you know that you are directly accusing my sect. To resolve the matter peacefully." He asks Jin Pinger, to accompany him. Before leaving, Jin tells Xiao Huan to be careful, as this place is very dangerous. After that, she leaves. Shortly after she departs, it starts raining. Xiao Huan and the astrologer stand near a tree, although they are still getting wet. Just then, Xiao Hui arrives. Seeing him, Xiao Huan is happy and tries to protect him from the rain. Tao also arrives shortly after. Actually, Xiao Hui had come here with Tao, Seeing Xiaohuan getting wet, Tao is very amused and starts teasing her. He says, "Look, I have an umbrella, but I won't give it to you." Hearing this, Xiaohuan says, "That's fine. I don't want your umbrella anyway." At first, Tao is happy, but when he watches Xiaohuan getting soaked for a while longer, he starts to feel bad. Tao then approaches Xiaohuan and give her the umbrella. Xiaohuan tells him, "You are very nice." But Tao forbids her from saying that. Just then, the astrologer starts laughing at Tao. Tao doesn't like this and comes over to scare him. However, the astrologer falls down, causing Tao to forget his anger and burst in a loud laughter. But right at that moment, a dangerous beast emerges from the nearby swamp and attacks Xiaohuan. Fortunately, Jin arrives just in time and attacks the beast, stopping it. But the beast is not dead yet. It tries to escape. However, Zhang Xiaofan arrives and attacks the beast, killing it. Following this, Qin Wuyin also arrives. In reality, these are the young masters of the demon sects. Seeing people from 3 different demon sects together, the astrologer is shocked. He remarks, "These kinds of beasts don't belong here. I find this very strange." Now, the scene changes, and we see the master of Chang Shenghal. One of his subordinates comes and informs him that the Ghost King sect, Hehuan sect, and 10,000 Poison Gate did not send many disciples, but only sent their best elite disciples there. Please tell us, what should we do? But before the master can do anything, this part ends right here.